In this presentation, I will demonstrate what a simple Java program looks like. This program will only print one line of text to the screen. I will also briefly explain the process that is required to execute a Java program using command line tools. Writing and executing Java programs requires a software suite called the Java Development Kit, or the JDK. It can be downloaded for free from the Sun Microsystems website. The computers in your institute may have JDK already installed. Let's start by taking a closer look at a simple Java program and its structure. This program will only write the words "Hello World" to the screen. Java is an object-oriented language. That is, Java programs consist of objects that interact together. All objects belong to a class that defines their properties and functionalities. Object orientation is not the focus of this presentation. However, because we are programming in Java, our example program will contain a class. The behavior of classes is defined by their methods. You can think of a method as a sequence of commands to the computer. Each method is identified by a name. In every Java program, there's a special method where the program's execution starts. This method is called the main method. Our example program executes only one command, which we will place in the main method. Therefore, we don't need any other methods in this program. In Java, the command that is used for printing text to the screen is quite long and difficult. System.out.println. Understanding the details of this command isn't necessary at this point. Note that the bit of text that we want to print, "Hello World," is in quotes. This is because it's not a Java command, but a bit of textual data used by our program. In Java, a semicolon marks the end of each statement. Let's now take a closer look at the main method. Methods always consist of a header and a body. The name and other properties of the method are defined in the header. To function as a program's entry point, the main method has to have this exact form. Let's ignore the many keywords in the header for now. The opening curly bracket in the end of the line starts the method's body, and the closing curly bracket ends the method. All the method statements are written in the body. Methods can contain several lines of code, or just one, like in this case. Let's take a look at the code of the class. Classes also consist of a header and a body. The public word in the header means that the class can be used anywhere in a program, but let's talk about that later. The class keyword means that this is a class definition. The "Hello World" text after the keyword is the name of this class. Note that the words are written together, as names may not contain spaces. The class body is also bounded with curly brackets. Note that the method is inside the class. Thus, the closing bracket of the class is placed after the closing bracket of the method. Code that is written inside curly brackets is said to be a block. Inner blocks should be indented further right than their container blocks. This will improve the readability of the code. Java is a high-level programming language, which means it's meant to be readable by humans. The code usually consists of English words or their abbreviations. Familiar operators like plus and minus are also used in calculations. Computers, however, understand only primitive machine languages. In machine languages, the statements consist of sequences of zeros and ones, and they are not capable of executing very complex operations with just one statement. Therefore, a simple action might take a couple of lines in a high-level language, but hundreds of lines in a machine language. This makes programming in machine languages difficult and time-consuming. That's why we use high-level languages, such as Java, that are easier for us to comprehend and usually faster to write. Computers don't understand high-level languages. Therefore, high-level code has to be translated to a machine language before it is executed. This kind of translation is called compiling, and it's done using a special compiler program. Different platforms use different machine languages, so high-level code may have to be compiled separately for each platform. Java uses a bit different compiling process, where the code won't be compiled to a machine language directly. Instead, a Java compiler compiles the Java code into an intermediate language called bytecode. These compiled bytecode programs can be run with an interpreter that can convert the instructions to a form that is used by the particular platform. In Java, these interpreters are called Java Virtual Machines, or JVMs. There are versions of JVMs for all popular platforms. Most JVMs can execute the same bytecode, so you need to compile the program only once instead of making several versions for different platforms. Okay, let's find out how we can actually compile and execute a Java program. Java code can be written in any text editor that can save plain text files. In this case, I'm going to use Notepad, where I already have the Hello World class that we saw earlier. Source code is first saved in a file which is given the same name as the name of the class. The extension should be Java. Next we need a Java compiler, which is included in Java Development Kit. The compiler can be run from the command line. Make sure you're in the same directory where the Java file was saved. Now, let's type Javac, which is the name of the compiler and stands for Java Compiler. Next we write the name of the Java file, including the extension. The file is now compiled. Let's check the contents of the current directory with the dir command. There is now a new file named helloworld.class, which is the compiled bytecode file. We can now execute our program by typing Java, which will run the Java Virtual Machine. We then type the name of the class file without the extension. Finally, we press Enter to execute the program. The text Hello World was successfully printed to the console. After that, the execution finished. Programming by using a simple text editor and multiple command line tools takes quite a lot of effort. However, it is valuable to understand the basic concepts that we introduced by using them. There are many integrated development environments, or IDEs, which make writing, compiling, and executing programs much easier. Eclipse is a free and powerful IDE that is good for Java programming. In the next presentations, we will take a look at Eclipse and learn how to use it efficiently. Thanks for watching and have a nice day!